You even want to homeschool? Maybe you just think the homeschool people are crazy or privileged. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Welcome back. It's Bethany with Your Sacred Home, where I like to teach. I don't really teach, I just talk about, because who really knows it all? But I like to talk about homeschooling, more intentional living, parenting. So welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great week. How am I able to homeschool? How is our family able to homeschool? So probably the only people that are watching this are those that are interested in homeschooling, to just really want to get an idea, how are families, how are parents able to get this done? Or maybe you're already homeschooling and you're just really struggling. I just need to see from other families how they're doing it. I feel at a loss. I just don't feel like it's going well. I feel like we're struggling. Or maybe you just really feel alone, because let's be honest, this homeschool gig can feel lonesome. And I guess there's always those snoopers that just really want to find out what this homeschooling thing is all about. They think we're crazy, or they think we're privileged. Who knows? So for those that are curious, here's how our family is able to homeschool. All right, I want to insert this now and remind anybody that's watching that all families are different. All families do this homeschooling gig totally different. This is just our way of making the homeschooling thing happen, something that we find great value and importance in, and it's how we are able to get this done. It is how we are able to do it. Many other families might be doing things similar to the way that we do it, and there's plenty of families that are getting this job done totally different, and that is the beauty of a family. Every family is unique. You got to do you. How we make it work. All right, one way we make it work is sacrifice. Okay, I struggle to use this word sacrifice because I would choose doing this homeschooling thing over and over and again because I love it. So when you love something, it's really hard to call it a sacrifice, and I guess it really doesn't feel like a sacrifice. Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, it's not easy. It takes a lot of work. So, okay, maybe it's a sacrifice, but it's something that I value so much that I would choose it over and over again. So yeah, my mindset is a little different, and I'm not always using it like I don't feel like a victim, like, oh my gosh, I have to do this because if I don't do this, my kids are going to be screwed up or whatever. We choose to operate out of a mindset of contentment rather than always thinking in the way of what we're lacking. We don't compare ourselves to others. Comparison is a trap, and it just steals and kills your life, the joy in living. It's a trap. Don't compare. Yeah, looking from the inside, like from the inside or from the outside inside. Yeah. Okay, let me say that again. So if you're looking from the outside and viewing us here, yeah, you would say that our family is lacking a lot. That in comparison to the way the rest of society lives, we don't have a lot. We are lacking a lot. So yes, because of our decision to homeschool, there are many things that we can't afford to do. So yeah, I guess we're lacking some things. So maybe you would define what I'm doing, what our family is doing, as a sacrifice. Well, for speaking in terms of sacrifice, okay, here are a few sacrifices that I make or that our family makes. We are a one-car family. We're really not a part of lots of extracurricular activities, especially ones that have a cost, have a fee. We buy secondhand. It's way cheaper anyways, and way cooler. We budget all things food, all things clothing, holidays, gift giving. We budget it all. We operate out of, if we don't have the money, we don't do that. If we don't have the money, we don't buy that. We live within our means. Eating out is a luxury, and we don't live extravagantly. Small house, minimal amount of things. There are a few of our sacrifices that we have made to live the life that we have chosen. So maybe you're thinking right now, there's just no possible way that you could operate in this way, and maybe you couldn't. Remember, you do you, and we will do us, and every family has got to figure out the way that they jive, the way that they can live successfully. So remember, homeschooling and any decision you make in life, it all boils down to what does your family find of most importance and most value in life? You take those values and you make the decisions based on what you hold to the highest value. How badly do you want it? What is it going to take for you to achieve that way of living? And if it's a sacrifice you have to make, well, then you have to choose, is what I want worth that sacrifice? All right, and another thing that makes it possible for us to homeschool is we distance ourselves from society. We changed our mindset and we practiced this new mindset and way of life, and we've been doing it for a few years. It has taken practice. I saw this quote or meme or something recently, and it's really stuck with me. You kind of envision the life that you want, envision what it is and how you want to live, and practice it every day. It takes practice. So for us, this really involved disconnecting from civilization, from society. We really had to do that for a while. You're able to get out of this like cultural bubble and turn off that outside noise, because oh my goodness, the world and our culture is so noisy. It can be so hard to decipher in the middle of all this noise and what's going on, what is actually right for your family and what is not. It's so easy to be like sheep and just follow all the old ways that you've been conditioned to think, or so quick to latch on to any of those new trends that are surfacing all the time. Sometimes you just have to turn off the noise. That is what our family has done. We've just peace out. We've turned the noise off. Yeah, turning off that noise sometimes means disconnecting and distancing yourself from just things that are going on, but sometimes it's also disconnecting yourself from other people. So we're loners. Well, okay, it's not far from the truth, but yes, I'm a little more introverted, and I've just needed that the last few years. I've just needed it to help establish what I truly value and what is truly important to me, and so that I can become more confident as a mother, as a homeschool mom, and know that how I'm raising my kids is the way that I need to raise my kids, not the way that somebody else is telling me, or not the way that somebody else is doing it, how I am. All right, and number 3, how else am I able to homeschool? We get creative. We're not afraid to think outside the box. Yep, where there is a will, I think there's always a way. And sometimes that think outside the box can be called frugalism. Frugalism. Frugal doesn't mean restrictive. It doesn't have to mean restrictive. That's my kids. Those are happy noises. Happy noises. Often I see, or I've begun to see, more extravagant spenders, maybe the opposite of a frugal person. I see them maybe as being the more restrictive one, because I really believe that when those more extravagant people, where they feel like they constantly have to be buying this or being a part of that, they're restricting themselves, because I don't think they're able to see what is right in front of them. They're not able to see the beauty and the greatness that's right in front of them, maybe through their family, or just the basics and simplicity of life, this earth, the world we live in. So yeah, we focus on the basics, simplicity, family relationships. Those are things that we value. So frugalism to us is not really restrictive. being wise and more frugal with our money has allowed us to focus on our family and our relationships with our children. It's also allowed us to focus on our parenting, how we want to parent, how we desire to educate our children, instead of being so caught up in how others are doing it, or instead of being so caught up with the newest thing that's on the market. Those things can be so distracting. We're minimal. I educate minimally. You know, I probably will have to do a video kind of just showing you the resources, the minimal amount of resources that I use on a typical year of learning. We don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. We don't buy into the hypes of new products, new curriculums, new gadgets so quickly. We always ask ourselves this question: does this or that, does that align with the values that we hold for our family? Or will this or that take away from our family? Phew, I did it. How we homeschool. I challenge you, if you're going to homeschool or if you're already homeschooling, decide what you hold valuable. What is the most important to you, your husband, your family? Take those things, fine-tune them, and live by them. And it's going to make the difficulty and the struggles that you have in this way of life so much easier, because you're going to have peace and you're going to have joy. And you need those to do this. All right, until our next video, keep it real. Have a great one. Bye, guys.